Hey, what's up, Stefan?
That's it, man.
That's it. I
Hey,
like your setup, man. Very, very cool.
thank you so much. Took some time.
Dude, is that a mic stand that's also Sauron?
That's it. Yeah.
Dude, that might be the coolest mic stand I've ever seen in my life.
I shopped a little bit to find that one.
Yeah, no kidding, dude. That's wild.
And it's all done by hand. It's handmade. So there's so much details when you look at it closely. It's really nice. It's a piece of collection, but I thought it was like badass to use it as a mic.
I'd say it's pretty badass. I mean, I'm ripping AirPods, not even Sauron themed.
Cool.
Just Apple themed.
It's quite funny since I was about to wear my T-shirt of Sauron also because I have a T-shirt. It's like written like a band name, like a black metal name, but it's Sauron and it's the face of Sauron on the
Sick.
T-shirt. And I chose to wear Sacramentum. Maybe you know that band, black metal band from Sweden.
Dude, I wonder what the like mentality of like metalheads when they decide which band shirt to wear that day. You know, like is it I find that whenever I pick a band, I end up listening to that band and I'm like, why am I I'm wearing the shirt.
Yeah,
You know, like
it's I think it's a mood. It's a mood thing.
yeah.
You're in the
Or
mood and
just like you get the new shirt, you go to the show, you get the shirt, the next day you gotta rip it, you know.
yeah, if the band was good, you want to hear more from them, obviously.
Obviously.
Hey, man, we'll talk a bit about your upcoming album that will be released on March 21st. It's called Goldstar. It's the sixth studio album by the band. Um, I know you've been around quite for a decade, yeah, and even
Mm-hmm.
more than a decade, but you are releasing album for more than a decade. Um, this album, I've listened to it like 4 times, and while staying in the experimental and really unsettling moods and atmosphere, I found that there is a little bit of it's not melodic for sure, but it's not as dissonant in some parts that it was maybe in the past. Uh, what do you think about that perception I have?
Yeah, man. Dare I say, a few songs, there's parts in an actual tonal key. This time, we took a chance. We said, you know what? We're obviously really good at writing super dissonant, chaotic, atonal nonsense. Let's
Yeah.
try and see if we could write something in a key. What would happen, you know? And I'm really, really happy with the results. I think it's still and according to everyone else too, they seem to agree that it's still very Imperial Triumphant. It doesn't read like a massive sellout maneuver. It's
Oh
just
no.
experimenting with tonality, you know,
Yeah.
experimenting with leaner and more rock formats rather than through composed or sonata allegro forms or experimental ideas.
But it's still a
I mean,
really
don't
uneasy listen.
well, it's still us, man. And there's still
Yeah.
parts where it's like 3 against 5 over 7-8, you know, like it's still gonna happen.
Yeah,
But
it's mind boggling for at at
we're
some
doing
time.
our best, you know. We like to keep things fresh. We like to surprise our fans, and we like to keep ourselves entertained.
Yeah, I think it does all that, and it's just maybe a little bit more accessible, but it's don't think it
Yeah,
will be an
I've
album
been
that
saying,
there's no
yeah, I say
big hooks.
forgiving.
Yeah,
I think it's more forgiving. It says it's a little hand that says, "Here, you're welcome." You know, let me help you with that.
it's a nice to say it. I didn't think. Yeah, I really
Yeah.
like it because
Thank you.
usually it takes really way more listening sessions to get into your stuff. You said it; it's really chaotic, and you are all inspired a lot by jazz because your two bandmates are jazz player at first. I think I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, well, my drummers, they both have jazz degrees in university. My drummer's
Yeah,
been in the New York jazz scene for over 20 years. My bass player has been a jazz keyboardist. He's in the New York scene for over 20 years. So they know. I mean, they know.
they know a bit about keys and
They just
improvising.
they just
And
know.
yeah,
Whatever you think, yeah, they know. And I'm just like, I spent probably 10 years in the gypsy jazz scene and the swing scene and the blues stuff. Not really I didn't play a lot of trad jazz or anything like that, but it did help me to sort of understand how to play in a trio, in like a free improvised, not free improvised, but improvised situation that you might find yourself in on a jazz gig. And that's really a lot of what makes us so good at like communicating as a band, because we
yeah,
don't play, we play, there's sections, but we're not playing like parts like a lot of metal bands where it's like, I'm going to play this, you're going to play that. And then after 8 bars, we're going to switch to this. It's like, it's a little looser. And for that, you really need to have a good relationship with your band because you got to listen to each other and hear what everyone else is doing.
yeah, I guess so. And I like that spirit in the band, and I think
Thank you.
during your live concert also you're not like playing with a click or using
No,
triggers.
no click.
You're
Dude, we
playing.
don't even use a count in. You can notice that. That's crazy. Just look at each other. Okay, we going.
Let's go. I
Let's
like
go.
most of
We make it
the.
from scratch, man.
That's a jazz mentality because sometimes I will go to pubs here in Quebec, and there are some places that they are playing jazz a lot as a trio, like you do, but as a metal band, and they are just feeling each other, and you will hear them play the same song on 3 different nights. It will be a little bit different at every single time. So it's a new
Yeah,
experience, but it's the same song, but presented a little bit. Sometimes they will rush a little bit more, or
exactly. I think that's cool, and I like doing that with our music. And I like that the songs change as they get toured and toured and toured.
so that's a cool thing because when you,
Thank you very
especially
much.
when, but yeah, I'm saying that because I like to see a band more than once. So when you see a band like 4 times, 5 times, 10 times, and they are always playing the exact same song, the same way, the same visual, it can get stale a little bit to
A
be
little bit.
polite. And so I really like the way you approaching the live stage because you have costumes, but also you change a little bit on the stage what is there and what's the mood you want to create, moods, atmosphere with your music. That's your goal, I think, to create really ambience, moods, atmosphere, and play within those atmosphere.
Yeah.
So, what would you say the next stage? Because you are going on a tour to support this new album, Goldstar, like in a week in North
Yeah,
America.
dude. I'm coming to Montreal. That's in Quebec, right?
Yeah, that's in the province of Quebec. It's like 2 hours and a half drive from my house.
You coming to the show?
I'd like to. I have to check a couple of things with my job. I will try to make it. It's not impossible, but it will be tricky a little bit. I checked the date earlier, and
I'll tell you what, Stefan. You come to the show, I'll put you on the guest list if I can, which I think I can.
okay, that sounds great. That's maybe the element of motivation that I needed to make it.
Dude, I can't put on a great rock show unless you're in the crowd, man.
And I will be in the front.
Yes, dude.
I like to be in the front to feel everything, but sometimes I need to get back a little bit to just have another vision of how people are living that experience also. But I'm coming back in the front just after,
Nice.
close to the band. Um, Tell me, the visual for this upcoming tour. Are you making adjustment, new things? How it will vibe on
Oh yes,
stage?
Stefan. Oh yes. We're changing things up, making new things, expanding the stage production, changing up the shtick. It's very important that, like you said, people that want to go see a band again, it's my job to give them a reason to come. Beyond just, oh, they want to hear this song again. Maybe, especially with a band like mine, which is very much a
Yeah, man.
theatrical project, it's important to mix it up, try new things, put on a new show, especially if it's within a new album cycle. So we've been working hard and we're trying to figure it out. And I think we've got a pretty good thing going on right now. I can't say what it is, obviously, because I want to keep some surprises, but also there
Yeah.
might be some surprises for me. Like a lot of the shit that we do on stage sort of develops organically. It's not maybe always a set idea, but then maybe we'll think about it on stage, or whatever.
And change things along the tour, I
Yeah,
guess.
why not? We keep
Improving
it
and
loose, dude. We keep it loose.
yeah, have fun and just
Have fun.
sometimes I think the involvement of high technologies these days when everything is set to the very second and you have I like that some bands are taking it like the whole ways, maybe be more like organic and just act on stage like you feel it that night. For sure you have like something that you want to play some songs and you want to do some things, say some things, precise things to the crowd, but that you can just improvise a little bit in what you will be delivering.
There you go.
So that's something that I think is really a strong force for Imperial Triumphant, for a fan or not even a fan, someone who will be discovering the band because they will go to see
That's
Mayhem
it.
and then they will be surprised by your stage presence and
Yeah,
everything
we're the
happening.
opener, so it's our job to give you an excuse and a reason and validate that decision to come early and see us.
You're the very first band to play.
No, but we're not direct
Just
support. We're like
okay,
it's New Skeletal Faces, Imperial Triumphant, Mortis,
Mortis,
Mayhem.
Mortis. Okay,
So
I
whatever.
thought you
Like I
were
still
just
consider
before
us
me.
the No, we're not. See, that's why I got to let everyone know, so they don't miss us. That happened a lot. We get the opener slot. People think we're direct support, and then they miss us.
Oh no, I don't want to make that
You
mistake
don't
for
want to
sure.
do
But
that.
I always don't want to miss any bands because you can have sometimes I don't know that band, so fuck, we will arrive late, and then
Totally
you hear
understand.
people say
Totally
that
understand.
was the best show.
That's what I want to hear. I want to hear it go. That was the best show.
Yeah, that's really nice. And you talk a lot about the city of New York, obviously, in all your albums. And I was wondering, are you going sometimes in the subterraneans to get some inspiration for your lyrics?
You mean like in the subway?
Yeah, and all those like parts of the city that are underground, and there's a lot of life in the underground, but it's really trash, and there's things that you don't want to mess with.
That's true. Yeah, I'm down there. That's where I'm getting that's where I get all my ideas. I go down there there's this guy, right? He's got a giant bag on his back filled with garbage, and he's got one eye and a soaking wet hat. I see him once a month. I give him a bag of beans, and he gives me an idea for a song. Sometimes it's just an idea, sometimes it's lyrics. But once a month, I go visit the guy with the soaking wet hat. He gives me
Oh yeah,
the beans exchange, and he gives me something for the band.
that's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad I had that question in my mind, and I was like,
Yeah, great question.
because I read a book like a couple of years ago about that underground activities
We're like
under New
mole
York.
folk,
Huh?
like the mole folk, the mole people.
Yeah,
Oh, that
absolutely.
shit's dark.
And
Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, that's a whole new level, man.
yeah, that's crazy, man. But at least there's you are going down there and you have someone to inspire you, and it's a funny way
Yeah,
to do things.
of course, of course, of course.
It's a nice exchange between you and that guy.
Yeah,
And so your set, I guess, is quite short. You will play like 40 minutes, something like that.
30 minutes, dude. It's a 30
30.
minutes maximalist. There will be no time wasted. There will be just 0 to 30, absolute pure imperial chaos. And that's how we got to deliver it. And that's one of the reasons why we wrote all of our songs in the new album under 5 minutes, is because
Yeah.
we've been getting a lot of 30-minute slots, and now we can play more than 2 songs. So it's pretty great.
Yeah, because you have a lot of extended songs that are more than 7 minutes. So
I can't really play that many.
yeah, it was something that I noticed on this new album. There's just one song that is over, I think, the 5 minutes mark, and it's the last one, "Industry of Misery." That is a
Mm-hmm.
really cool song, and I hope you will
Thank
play
you.
a Pleasure Dome and Otis Hotel Sphinx. That's my 3 favorite songs on the new album.
Oh, thank you very much. I like hearing that. I like hearing what people's songs are their favorites, and yeah, we'll definitely play some of those songs.
Okay, so thanks for the spoiler. I wanted to be.
It's okay. Everything I'm saying is a lie. What's up?
A lot of bullshit. No, never.
Can't trust anyone from New York these days.
I guess so. I've been there just one time, but it's been over in a decade, and I guess it changed a lot since.
Yeah, it's
Which,
definitely gotten worse.
yeah, because you in your lyrics you're doing a lot of comparison on the majestic parts of New York and the more dirty, disgusting parts, and
What are you gonna do? It's all New York, you know.
got a little bit of everything.
Unfortunately, yes.
Which part of the city are you living?
I live in Manhattan. You know what? Are you familiar?
Yeah, totally. The downtown,
I'm in the
Manhattan,
yeah. I'm in uptown. I'm uptown.
uptown.
I'm an
Okay,
uptown. I'm
close
an uptown gal, close to Central Park. Yeah,
to the north of Central Park,
east,
east. Okay.
east of Central Park.
Oh, you get closer to Harlem, and I've been there.
Yeah, Harlem's nice.
But Central Park's so nice to be close to. It's a landscape. That's the lung of New York. You need to be
I
close.
love it. I love it. I love Central Park.
When you're a more melodic mood, what are you listening to? Because I guess you're not listening to every single dissonant albums. You need more melodic stuff from time to time.
Yeah, I guess I listen to a lot of Sly and the Family Stone. That's kind of been my favorite thing right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that shit rules. I like Sly and the Family Stone. I've been listening to Konono Number One, this like weird Congolese electric 70s, 80s band. Um, What else have I been ripping? Let me look at my phone. Sorry, 1 second. Let me
Yeah,
just
yeah. Take the
let me
time,
have
man.
um I obviously listen to Imperial Triumphant. I listen to our entire discography every day just to add another number to all the plays. Um
That's nice.
and I love Queen. I listen to a lot of Queen
Yeah.
and ELO. I don't know. I love 70s shit, honestly.
Oh,
I
me
listen to
too.
probably a ton of Steely Dan. It's in my blood. I'm from
Steely
Upper
Dan,
East
yeah.
Side, you know? Like Steely Dan is my like
You're a
my
go-to guy.
heritage. It's my heritage, you know? It's my birthright. I didn't like it when I was a kid, but I didn't have a choice because again, it's my birthright is to just love Steely Dan. I have no choice and now I can't get enough.
I think it's an artist that is overlooked a lot by so many peoples, but he has such an extended discography that is really interesting. I'm like you, I love the 70s stuff. Think nuance was a big thing in the 70s, and today's music
And
is,
production too, man.
yeah, yeah,
Production was really good in the 70s.
not over polish. These days,
No,
sometimes it's too
good.
over polish. Yeah.
I can't stand over polished, man. Sometimes I hear these metal bands, like these new records, and I'm like, I get sad. I get upset because I'm like, I like everything that's happening. I love the blast beats, I love the screaming, I like the guitars, but once it's all been recorded, it goes through some sort of like mixing mastering filter that just makes it suck. I just can't
Yeah.
get into it when it's just because it doesn't sound like a band anymore. It just sounds like everyone playing their parts separately and they've not really interacting that much or listening to each other. And it just ruins the vibe for me. And I do think it's probably more just the production than anything. But I will say this: some of these bands, I'm not going to name names because that's not cool. Some of these bands, way more popular than mine. So it's very possible that I'm just wrong. You know, it's just an
Uh,
opinion, I suppose.
it's a vision. It's a matter. I like some bands that are like even almost overproduced, but it's not because it's overproduced that I like them. It's because the quality of the songwriting is there. But
Yeah.
will I prefer more raw production? Oh yes. Sometimes
Yeah, I
it's
think
too
it's
much is too
important to
much.
have a good balance. And I think the 70s
Totally.
is that balance of like great production. They really paid a lot of attention to it, but it sounds organic. It sounds real. When you hear that 70s snare drum, like, fuck off. 70s bass. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, I agree with you on that. There are still good production these days, but it's not like most of them,
Well, I
unfortunately.
will say, I think Goldstar is my favorite sounding Imperial record.
I think it
I
sounds
re
really good.
I really like what we got from Arthur Rizek. I'm really happy with it. Obviously, Colin Marston knocked it out of the park. He's never not done that. But I'm really, really happy with how this sounds. You know, and that part's not really up to us. Or I mean, it's up to us, but it's not our control. We don't master.
Talking about Colin Marston, he's like the fourth musketeer of the band for quite some time since the first album, uh,
Love the guy.
and
Great guy.
I guess so. He will not be there for a sixth album in a row if he was a piece of shit.
Correct. Very fair, very fair.
But you recorded that album in a fucking hurry of 5 days, man. I heard. Uh,
It's true.
what happened? What's the rush?
Well, we got a call from a boss and said inviting us to go on tour, so we had to shorten our scheduled recording time because you're not going to say no to that. And it's just like honestly, it is Imperial. Like that's we are super prepared when we go into the studio. We spend months rehearsing and we track live. So those two things really helped us to move things along. And I think the shorter time
Yeah.
frame helped us because we didn't linger too much. We didn't overanalyze, over tinker, over labor on parts. It was more just like, everyone like that take? All right, next song, you know? Do we want to do it again? Okay, great. It's only a 5-minute song. We can do another take. You know what I mean? It's great.
Yeah. So
So
you
the
are
whole
recording,
recording process was pretty chill. Can't complain.
and you recorded all at once. It's all the band playing, and you record all the band at the same time.
That's how we do it. Again, that's just my personal way of, like, I like to do things. Again, it helps if because we don't play to a click. So it's better if we just do all basic tracking together. And then, like, look, if someone makes one mistake, you can go in and change it. We're recording digitally, but you got the basics down and everyone's together in time, and it's organic. And I love that.
Yeah, and that's a cool way to think about things, since you want to play that way on stage, or it's not you have that feel on the album, and you will have another feel, I think, live,
Yeah.
that will be.
And it's not a dig on anyone who records to a click or does things their own way. This is just what I find works best for Imperial, and I'm very, very happy with it.
Yeah, and I think it puts yourself a little bit on another category, instead of just doing what most bands are doing also. So that's another point that you have, that it's, I will not say unique. Other bands are doing that, but there's not a lot of them.
Yeah, well, maybe not in metal. I feel like it was common back in the day.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, you go in the studio, you lay it down with the boys. Sick as fuck.
Yeah. I think we have maybe 1 minute left. It goes
Great.
fast.
Dude, it's been great chatting with you.
Yeah, I will love have to another 30 minutes, but we have to do with the time we have. And thank you. Goldstar will be out on March 21st on Century Media. It's your third record with Century Media. I strongly recommend to listen to the album. It's a little bit different, but still the DNA of Imperial Triumphant. And you have a chance to catch them with Mayhem and Mortis on tour. They are touring North America and Europe on October, I think.
Yeah, we'll be there in August too. It just hasn't been
August,
announced yet.
or some festival, and
We got to play a couple fests. You know how it is. You
yeah.
know how hungry
That's
Europe is for metal.
Yeah. I love Europe for that. But still, in Quebec, we are hungry for metal as well. You'll see.
Canada fucking rules, and we cannot wait to hit the stage.
Nice. So I'm waiting. You will put my name on the guest list, you said?
Yeah,
You will
email
try?
me. I will try. I mean, I know we get a certain amount of guest spots per show, and I don't know anyone in Quebec or Montreal, so it'd be my pleasure to put you on the list. Just email me so I can confirm it, because I don't want to make any promises I can't keep.
No,
But I would like
obviously.
to put you on the guest list.
That's cool. Thank you, man.
Of course, brother.
And thanks for your time. And one last thing you'd like to say to Imperial Triumphant fans, or people that still don't know the band, who
Anyone who doesn't know my band and you want to get into my band's called Imperial Triumphant, listen to Goldstar. It's the best gateway record for what we do. And I really stand by that statement. Buy Goldstar, listen to Goldstar, die for Goldstar, and buy tickets to the show.
yeah, that's the best way to encourage a band, is to see them live and to buy some merch also.
Exactly.
Thanks for your time. It was a genuine conversation, and a funny one at the same time. So I'm all for that.
Thank you very much, man. Have a great day.
You too. Cheers, man.